Hey everyone, since I've been working on my speculation videos and finishing off my animation, which I hope I'll be able to upload next week, I thought that maybe I should show you some of the artwork this week that I've done. Some of that has involvement with my speculation video, others have involvement in my animation projects, and one is just for my spare time, really. So, without further ado, let's just have a look. Okay, here's the first one. This is a piece of artwork that I've done, which is, if you've seen the original TV series of Falling Skies, you'll know where these are coming from. This is for my speculation video. I did this in Photoshop, and I used my actual mouse instead of what I usually use, which is a bamboo computer software. I also used another image that I just looked at Google on to just try and duplicate both characters, really. Now, you'll know who these characters are if you've seen the series. If you haven't, I would recommend you have a look at them some way or somehow. First of all, I'm going to go to the monk. Now, the monk, I used a blue tones for his skin, because he's very different to his brother, which is more of a browny green in that case. But when I made this, but for the first thing, I also drew out this as well, just to see how it was done. I'm not saying that this is the best drawings I've done, but I think I did quite well with this. I did a lot of tones using different type of opacity, very low opacity for the cloak and the little top, and his head as well, to try and make him look like he's got a head and not just completely down there. If I was to do anything with this character, I'd probably have changed how the head looked, because at the moment it looks too much like a fish stuck on a human's body at the moment. Not my intention, but there you go. Scorch, on the other hand, is completely I did very differently, and in fact he was possibly more difficult to look at, really, and draw, because of the detail he had. There was so much detail. I didn't put everything on his little brace there that you can see. I could have put more detail onto it, but the shades were obviously done in grey. For the skins, I just used different reds and such to make it look like it was burnt, because, well, if you've seen the episode 4, you'll have... No, I think it was episode 3. If you've seen episode 3, you'll know where he got these scars, especially his eye here. Because as we see in the image, one of his eyes didn't look like it was working properly, probably blind in this eye. So I had to replicate that. Overall, really, I'm very impressed on how this worked. I don't think this is the best that was done of these two characters. If you think you can do better, go ahead, look at an image on Google and start drawing it, really. I think people can definitely do better than this lot, because especially Scorch doesn't look anything like the skin tones he had in the original, in the TV series, really. So I hope you really like this piece of artwork. Again, the background was intentionally left white because I wasn't intending to make this into a piece of artwork, really, which is what it's just become, really. Okay, here's my second image, again from Falling Skies. This one was more harder to find on the internet that is usable than draw, really, because this time I wasn't using my mouse. This time I was using the my bamboo. So what I basically did on this one was I just, again, I outlined it, but then I started adding the details in and using a lot of rubbing out as well on like the tendrils nearing the end. Doing the detail was more easier, but I accidentally actually did it on the paper, and instead of doing it on a second layer, and just like the last one, it was done in Photoshop. As I drew out the detail, I realized that I still had it on, so I just duplicated the layer and then just cut it and just removed the whiteness, and then I started coloring again, and as you can see, it was I've done quite well. This one I'm more happier with than my last ones that you saw, but that doesn't mean that they're not bad. But I think, again, both can be done differently to other people. I think people could have done better than me on these, but I think in future, really, I'm probably try adding much more darker tones, and I'll definitely not add like the white background with it, if you know what I mean, because I had to erase that. So don't draw on the background, make another layer. That is one thing I need to learn. How long this took was actually, I think it took about a day, really. I think it took a day or a few days, I'm not sure. I don't time these. This next one is just one that I do in my Warhammer hobby, which is the Tyranid Broodlord that you can see here. Now, what I did with it was I basically prime coated him black after assembling him, and after the prime coat was put on, I then started to dry brush a white tone each time. As it ran out, I did it differently so that it could give like a much more realistic look, which is why some of it is much more detailed than most, more whiter than the other side. With the talons and his fingers, I kept it black. I repainted it black if there was still any white on it. If there was any white on the talons itself, and instead, then I added a bit of red to make it look like the Leviathan feel, because this is all themed Leviathan, and High Fleet Leviathan has like red, like a black and red talon look with the High Fleet. His carapace was also done with a bit of purple and a few highlights and such. I used a purple wash to add it onto it after I added the highlights to give it the final look. For the head, I just I added the detail of the head. I just basically added a red for the tongue and put a bit of red on more on his on the sides of his chin to like look like it's like blood from an enemy that he has just slaughtered, and because that's what a predator would do. He would not just stand there and just wait for you to die. He would just actually kill you, and he would basically rip you to shreds and eat you. And that's what the Tyranids are. They devour from planets. They are part of a hive fleet, and the Broodlord is like this secondary hive mind into the Gene Stealers when the actual hive mind is not, when it's not connected to the actual hive mind. And these are like the big baddies, the big leaders in the and they form like the brood mind. So that's some Tyranid lore for you. I'm quite impressed with how I've done it, but I think I could have also have personalized it even more, like added a bit more of a like scars. Like I could have used my knife to like cut into the chest to give like a look like that he's a bit wounded and scarred, or may have even added a bit of war-torn damage to one of the talons to give it look like he's still in the game, he's still fighting, and he's still gonna fight and kill. Because I don't think any Tyranid is really going to survive in some of the ordeals they come across until they reach the big digestion pool. So that's what I would do differently. This isn't completely finished, it's 100% finished, but I just need about the final matte coat to give it the finishing touch, and then that'll be it. Well, that's it for today. I was going to show you one more piece of art that I had done for like my animation, but I don't think I have time, and I might actually do that on a future video, but let's just wait and see. I want to do this next animation, hopefully the speculation video. If I don't manage to finish my speculation video the week after the animation I've finished is uploaded, then I'll upload this video. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration from it, even if it's on my computer or my Warhammer. This is Joshua Edley, and I'll see you later.